What's up guys, my name is Ace, and we're now 1 week out from the big update for Black Ops 4 as well as the launch of a new operation. For a lot of people, this is going to be a make it or break it update for Black Ops 4. So today I'm going to be sharing what we can expect to see, or what I expect to see with this update next week, including a big portion of this video we'll be talking about this blueprint that was tweeted by the Call of Duty Twitter account. Obviously this blueprint is a map of Blackout, and on it we've got a bunch of red markings. Now, if you guys remember from last week, I made a video talking about some of the surveying stakes that I, as well as the community, were finding around the Blackout map that had just popped up with the most recent title update. Well, it turns out all of these little X's that were on the blueprint are actually the locations of these stakes. And it appears I was right. Something is going to be changing at all of these locations, whether that be new buildings or just completely changing up buildings. Something is going to be changing at all of these locations. So I decided to do a flyover on all of these locations, showing you what it currently looks like. And then next week, once everything changes, I want to do a before and after look at all of these locations. Now, the big one to keep an eye out for is this one right here. This one has a really big red X, and this looks like it's going to be the addition of a named location. And based on the clues that they've given us here, it appears we may be seeing Standoff coming into the map. So I think that would be a great addition. This is definitely a really big, wide open area that you don't really see too many people gravitating towards unless the circle forces you in that location. So I think it'll be nice to get another named location over there to spread people out just a little bit more. But like I said last week, I hope they don't go overboard with adding too many locations on the map, because then that will lead to people spreading out even more, and it could slow the pace of the game down quite considerably. I think adding this one name location, though, is totally fine. As for all of the other areas that don't have a giant X, I basically just anticipate they're going to be adding some buildings or possibly changing some existing buildings, but I don't anticipate any really massive changes to most of these areas. I will also say it is nice to see that we're getting some more buildings up on the top right of the map right here, just because that's a really big wide open area, and when the circle ends there, there's really not much cover for you to use. Now, one other thing that is a big maybe at this point is on that blueprint, there's also a coffee stain on the top left in the water just north of Hijacked and just west of Construction. There has been some speculation that this coffee stain means something, although it could also just be for the whole aesthetic of it, and it could mean absolutely nothing. But some people are saying perhaps we'll see Cove return from Black Ops 2. That might be interesting, although maybe a little bit much. I feel like there's already enough going on the top left of the map. Like I said, we've got Construction, which is definitely a big high loot area, and we've got Hijack there as well, which helps. So personally, I don't think we'll see anything big happen here, but it is a possibility. So that's pretty much it for the blueprint teaser that we got, but there was also something that happened on Twitter, and this is Treyarch changed their profile picture to this image right here. As you can see, we've got a human skull as well as a wolf. It seems to be some sort of a patch or an emblem. And in the background, we can see that this is overlaid on a section of the main menu for Blackout, or the lobby menu for Blackout. So this is clearly referencing something that's going to be happening in Blackout, and to me at least, this means that we are going to get some sort of a prestige system, or some way of adding levels to Blackout. They might not go with a traditional prestige system, they might just tack levels on top of the current 80 levels that we have, or they might have something completely new that we haven't really thought about as a community, but to me, that's what this image seems to indicate. And if that's the case, I think this is definitely very good news. It's been a very long time coming. I know there's been a ton of people that only play Blackout, and they've been sitting at level 80 for months in some cases. So based on this image, I am also expecting next week we will see some sort of a level increase for Blackout, whether that be a prestige system or additional levels or something completely different. It appears something is definitely coming. And in addition to all of this, for next week's update, we will be getting a new operation which will apply to Blackout as well as multiplayer. And with this, once again, I anticipate we will be getting some new guns. Based on what we saw with the previous operation with Absolute Zero, we got 2 new guns as well as a new melee weapon. So I would expect to see at least that with this operation that's coming up. Maybe a new specialist character as well, although this one I'm not really all that confident in. I don't think we'll be seeing a new specialist for every operation that we get, but I could be wrong on that one. And also, it's about time we get 2 new maps for the Black Ops Pass. So with the new operation comes a lot of content. I'm sure there will also be a lot of cosmetic content, but I don't generally talk about that because I usually don't care at all about cosmetic content. But another thing that I definitely expect to see with the update next week is a big gameplay balancing change, especially for multiplayer. This is long overdue. It has now been over 2 months since we've seen any sort of a real weapon balancing change come to multiplayer, and things have definitely gotten stale. I'm not saying the weapon balance is completely terrible in multiplayer in its current state, but it definitely needs some adjustments. I would also like to see some things mixed up a little bit just so we see a slight change in the meta. By doing this, it will definitely liven the game up a little bit at least, and I think Treyarch really needs to hit it out of the park with this update. I hope they've got some surprises up their sleeve as well that we aren't going to be expecting as a community, because the trend I've been seeing lately is a lot of people migrating over to Apex Legends, and it doesn't look like that game is just going to be a 1-week fad. It looks like it is going to have lasting appeal, so Treyarch really needs to step up their game if they want to be able to compete and keep their players on their game. But with that, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what are you looking forward to the most with next week's update? Is there something that I didn't mention in this video that you really hope to see? Or out of the things I did mention, what is the most important thing for you that you would like to see changed or added? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.